A table, a chair, a lamp. Above, on the white ceiling, a blank space. There must have been a chandelier there once. They've removed anything you can tie a rope to. When the window is partly open, it only opens partly. The wind can come in and it can make the curtains move. On the wall there's a picture. It's framed but with no glass. I know where there's no glass in front of the picture and where the window only opens partly and the glass in it is shatterproof. It isn't running away they're afraid of. We wouldn't get very far. It's those other escapes, the ones that you can open in yourself. There are many rights that we take for granted every day. The freedom to go where we want, the freedom of religion, occupation, love. The list goes on and on. But what if those rights were taken away from us? In this disturbing tale, Offred is stuck in a dystopian society where all the rights have been stripped, especially those rights of women. After she's identified as being one of the last fertile women left, she is forced to become a breeder for the political leaders of the country. Faced with an unbearable future, or certain death, will she be able to survive with her soul intact? Find out in The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I picked up my shopping basket and I walked down the stairs and head outside. In the driveway, one of the guardians, assigned to her household, is washing the car, Nick. He looks up at me and then he winks. He's just taking a risk. What if I were to report him? Perhaps he's merely just being friendly. Or perhaps it could be a test. Or perhaps he's an eye. I walk to the corner and I wait. A figure, just like my own, reaches me and we turn and walk towards the central part of town. We aren't allowed to go there except in twos. This is supposed to be for our protection. The truth is, she is my spy, as I am hers. If either of us slips through the net because of something that happens on one of our daily walks, the other will be held accountable. This woman has been my partner for 2 weeks. I don't know what happened to the one before. One day she simply just wasn't there anymore, and this one was here in her place. Her name is Offglen, and that's all I really know about her. Offglen isn't even her real name, just the possessive preposition combined with the first name of the commander we're stationed with. As we wait our turn at the first door, 2 more women, both dressed in red dresses of the handmaids, just like us, walk out. One of them is vastly pregnant. Despite ourselves, we turn our heads blatantly just to see better. She's an object of envy. She's showing us too can be saved. But still, that hope is a slim one. If a handmaid can produce a healthy baby for her commander and his wife, she'll be transferred to see if she can do it again and again, and once more, whoever else wants a turn. But she'll never be sent off to the colonies to die. She'll never be declared unwoman, and that is her reward. A block later, we turn and there it is, the wall. There are 6 more bodies hanging by the necks, their hands tied in front of them, their heads tipped sideways onto their shoulders in white bags. It doesn't matter if we look. We're supposed to look. They've committed atrocities and must be made into examples. What we're supposed to feel towards these bodies is hatred and scorn, but this isn't what I feel. What I feel is partly relief. But that's only because none of these men are Luke. We walk back the way we came, then Offglen turns and walks down the street. In the driveway, Nick is polishing the car again. He looks up at me and says, "Nice walk." I nod, but do not answer. He isn't even supposed to speak to me. It's ceremony night. I wait, washed, brushed, and fed like a prize pig. When it's time, Nick comes to escort me. He offers me a smile of something. Sadness, concern maybe. so I take my place, kneeling near the chair where Serena Joy, the commander's wife, will shortly enthrone herself. I wait. The clock in the hall ticks, and my mind wanders to before. I remember I'm running with her, pulling, dragging me. Now she's crying, shh, shh, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right, I'm here, but I say, and it's too late. I can see him being carried away from me. She fades. She's gone, she's gone, she's gone. She's gone. Maybe I think of her as a ghost. The ghost of a little girl who died when she was only 5. They were right. It is easier to think of her as a ghost. I don't have to hope then. When it's time, Serena Joy enters and takes her place. Shortly after, the commander enters with his Bible and begins to read. It's the usual story. Behold my maid Bilhah, she shall bear upon my knees, that I also may have children by her. And Leah said, God hath given me a hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. The ceremony goes as usual. I lie on my back. Above me, towards the head of the bed, Serena Joy is outspread and her legs are apart. I lie between them. She holds my hands. This is supposed to signify that we are one flesh. But what it really means is that she is in control. And below, the commander is, I don't know what to call it. I do not say making love, because that is not what he is doing. Copulating two would be inaccurate, because that would imply 2 people, but only one is involved. And so therefore, I lie still, and I let my mind take me somewhere else. I remember it's Saturday morning. My name isn't offered. I have a different name, which no one uses now because it's forbidden. The little girl who is now dead sits in the back seat. I know all of the details. I can't start to think about it, though. I can't start to cry. Luke drove, and I sat beside him. And we have the forged passports, and when we get to the border, we'll just pretend we're going over for a day trip. I remember waking up screaming. It felt like screaming, though it may have only been a whisper. Where is she? What have you done with her? She's with the people who are fit, they say. You are unfit, but you want what is best for her, don't you? They showed me a picture of her holding a hand of a woman I didn't know. Then I say I'm sitting in my room at the window, and I can hear the black van pull into the driveway and stop. I can just make out the white eye and the 2 wings. The 2 men walk up to the front steps and ring the doorbell. Worse is coming then. I expect a stranger, but it's Nick who pushes open my door. I can't place that unless he's one of them. There's always that possibility. He comes over close to me and whispers, it's all right, it's the resistance, go with them. He calls me by my real name. You must be crazy. My suspicion hovers in the air above him. Trust me, he says. And so, one in front and one behind, they escort me down the stairs. In the hallway, Serena Joy stands. After all we did for you, she shouts. In the driveway, the van waits with its double doors stand open. Both men, one on either side of me now, help me into the van. Whether this is my end or a new beginning, I have no way of knowing. And so I step up to the darkness within, or else the light